here. This is ridiculous. You could go to sleep with one young lady, wake up in the morning with another. Truth be told, it's almost as if these young ladies could rob banks with makeup on and then never wear makeup again and absolutely get away with the crime. Let's proceed. On this as well. It's not like the reactions. First of all, I didn't grow up with any sisters or anything like that, right? Like, so if you just see women with makeup out all the time, this shit is goddamn confusing. But what I'm reacting to is literally the difference between makeup and non-makeup. Not like they're incredibly, well, not all of them are incredibly ugly people without the makeup on. It's just, it's face paint. I mean, it's the same thing that they do for Bozo the Clown when I give him white makeup on his face with blue this, that, and it's the same shit. It's just paint with natural skin color. It's the same shit. She's got a lot of makeup on. It's gonna be wow. Okay. Your standard issue IG model. Let's take a look. What? Blasphemy! Wait. The absolute goddamn nerve. And it's just as important for you guys to watch these IG makeup tutorial videos, just as important for you as you flick and scroll throughout Instagram. Women's quest to be unrealistic has confused men to the point of not being able to understand what actual or true beauty looks like. And what I find was crazy about this is that women will judge themselves based off of what they look like with makeup and will compare that to the type of man that they should be able to attract. We gotta look at you when you come back to the gym, and if you can sweat yourself from a 9 to a 4, then that's a problem.
To touch on the nice guy, because I can't stand nice guys. There's nothing, there's just nothing good that comes out of, so just a huge red flag when I hear nice guy, because when I hear nice guy, I hear weak man. I hear a guy that has no standards, he has no backbone, he has no balls. He can't stand up for anything. And if you can't stand up for anything, you're gonna fall for everything. Thanks. You know, it's just, to me, I'm just like, nice, what does that even mean? You know, I'm nice to the person who gave me my food at McDonald's. Why would I wanna be nice to a
Stop eating McDonald's, it's bad for you.
Woman I'm interested in? I wanna be a good man to her. I have these values, and her and I are going to communicate what I'm willing to put up with and what she's willing to put up with. And if she doesn't put up with or doesn't necessarily like a certain value that I hold, well, I'm either gonna have to cut her off or we're gonna have to negotiate something. Yeah. But a nice guy would just roll over. 100%. Just roll over, and that's not being nice.
Being masculine in today's society means you're gonna have to be polite, yet garner respect from others around you. And depending upon how you choose to do that, being assertive might get you labeled with this toxic masculinity shit. But the fact is, at least in this generation, from the time that we were young boys, we have been programmed by the school and the medias, and for all of y'all that were raised in single parent households, to bend our values, bend our principles, not be dominant within our masculinity, and bend to the will of others around us, which are not masculine characteristics. They're actually much more feminine characteristics. But all that aside, what I find so interesting regarding this specific clip is that she is the type of young lady that says that she doesn't want a nice guy, but a guy that is going to stand on his principles may not want her going and doing interviews or even out in public wearing the same type of dress that she is, with the degree of mammary spilling over in the way that it particularly is. So my question to you, young lady, is would you in reality be open to the instruction of a dominant leader man that then tells you that you cannot conduct yourself like that going into the future? And that's generally where these arguments start to fall apart. You say that you want one thing, but when you're confronted by that thing, can you acquiesce? And already right in my ear, I hear a horde of modern women saying, he's so controlling. Don't stand up for that. You can't be you. You can't be yourself. well, this is my kingdom over here, and if you want to be a part of my kingdom, then especially how you demonstrate yourself out into the public, if it does have a hint of sexuality to it, then I'm not going to be here for it. While modern women today are coming to terms with what they want out of a man, they also need to consider a man's wants, needs, or tastes, which goes against 99% of the feminist programming that they've been hearing for their entire life. So in other words, they say they want a man to be a real man up until that real man has standards and requirements.
Listen, baby, he probably doesn't want to talk to you because every time he tries, you give him your interpretation of what he means instead of really listening to him so he can explain what
Facts.
he means.
Facts.
You try to pick apart everything he says and you go to the most negative thing that you can think of in your head.
Yes.
And you push that on him. And that's not fair. Let the man talk until he's finished with no interruption. Okay?
Nailed it.
See, that's
I'm
a
triggered.
part of exuding your feminine energy. Let him know
I love
that
it.
you hear him, that you want to understand him, that you're there so he can be free to express himself at any level he wants, as long as it's respectful, okay? And you do the same. You can respect him by allowing him to just talk to you, okay?
This right here is literally the story of my life. Listen, all 23 ladies that are watching this right now, stop cutting your man off in a conversation. This is the problem of dealing with women that are overly emotional and haven't got checked for their emotionality. Some of y'all need to carry stopwatches or timers into your conversation so you can see how long it is that you are talking. I know it don't feel that long, but it's a long goddamn time. And at the point that the guy begins to respond in that, you only give him 5 seconds to say something before you start going off again. If I was a survey all men, I would put $1 million that this would be the top 3 killer for men in a relationship, because you are by definition not bringing him peace. This is where you have to juggle your own emotions. And I know it's especially difficult because the media that panders to you tells you that your emotions matter, irrespective of the irrationality or irrespective of your negativity bias of something that you created in your mind. But the last thing that you do is to overtalk or overrun a guy. Make sure that your points are concise, clear, and not dipped in made up stories that you concocted in your head. And I know the young lady referred to it as feminine energy, but I don't even think that that's feminine energy. I just think that it's having manners and it's having courtesy. But stop listening to respond and listen to understand.
I wish you would help me, Carlos. I wish you would help me.
Airport Karen treats her boyfriend like shh in front of everyone at the airport. Poor guy.
I wish you would help me. I wish. You look stupid and confused the entire time we're here. And
Rude.
It's cool. I mean, I've never had this done before, and you won't help me. Sorry, son of
She's crazy.
Sorry, son of a bitch. So I'm American and I don't understand a single word that this says.
Oh my God. She's trying to embarrass him, but she's just embarrassing herself in the process. This is like a toddler. She's a grown woman with a toddler mind.
Screaming and have someone
Look at
get
her.
away from her.
What?
I hate you for doing this to me.
You're crazy.
This is my first flight and you're doing this to me.
Is that her crying? Yo, he's got a mask on right now, but you could definitely tell underneath that mask, his face is saying, how did I get here? How did I end up in this place with this crazy young lady? Like, how down bad was I to put my eggplant inside of this level of crazy? But this actually shows the psychological immaturity of some modern women today. Like, ma'am, you're in another country. Do everything that you can to try to get back home. but you're in another country acting like a baby. The person who's traveling with you is not even responding to you, and you're crying and you're wailing and you're acting like a pure fool. And what's crazier than all of this is I actually looked down into the comments of the video, and there were so many comments that were in the vein of, man, he must be physically abusing or mentally abusing her for her to act like that, or like, poor girl, she just wants to get home, and all this other bullshit. And thereby continues this system of unaccountability for so many modern women today. And truth be told, it's sickening. Questions, comments, concerns. Gotta already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Did you guys enjoy today's clips? I think that I did. I don't know. But whether or not you did or you did not, or if you agree with my comments or you did not, make sure you leave them back down in the comment section down below and leave a timestamp so I know exactly which component of the video that you were speaking about. Until next time, YouTube. Peace!